All right, today we're diving into a situation that's heating up, and I mean that literally. We're talking about Greenland. The source material we're breaking down today suggests it's quickly becoming ground zero for a major global power struggle. So let's get right into it. So you see this question, and you have to wonder what on earth is going on. U.S. warplanes touching down in Greenland. This isn't just some routine training mission, not at all. According to this analysis, it's a huge move that's sending shockwaves around the world, and we're going to unpack exactly why. And look, the analysis we're digging into doesn't pull any punches. It's describing a situation that has basically blown up. What was maybe a quiet diplomatic chat behind the scenes is now a very public, very tense standoff that seems to have appeared out of nowhere. Okay, so here's the bottom line from the source. Nobody is looking at these military planes and thinking, oh, this is for defense. No way. This is being seen as a straight-up offensive move. It's a power play, a way of planting a flag and saying, we're here and we're taking an interest. But why Greenland of all places? And why right now? I mean, for centuries, it's just been this massive, remote, frozen island. Well, something has fundamentally changed, and all of a sudden, that icy outpost is looking like the most valuable piece of real estate on the planet. This slide really says it all, doesn't it? The way the world sees Greenland has done a complete 180. It's gone from being dismissed as a frozen, no man's land to being viewed as a strategic treasure chest. And what's the key that's unlocking it? Yep, climate change. You see, as the ice caps melt, it's doing a lot more than just raising sea levels. It is literally uncovering a new world, land, resources, you name it, that's been locked under ice for millennia. And get this, the source projects that in just 10 to 12 years, parts of Greenland could actually become habitable. We're talking about a brand new frontier opening up right before our very eyes. So what's actually in this treasure chest? Well, it's pretty much a geopolitical jackpot. We're talking vast, untouched deposits of valuable minerals, huge untapped oil reserves, and on top of all of that, a military dream location. If you build an airbase there, you can effectively dominate the North Atlantic and a huge part of Europe. It's the whole shebang. Now, as you can imagine, you don't make a move this bold on the world stage and expect crickets. No. This has kicked off a massive response. This is escalating into a global diplomatic crisis. The world is watching, and boy, is it speaking up. And let's start with the most important voices of all, the people who actually live there. The source material claims that thousands of Greenlanders have been taking to the streets, and their message couldn't be clearer, especially to the United States. Our home is not a commodity. It's not for sale. And that message is now echoing in capitals all over the globe. We're seeing this united front start to form, and it's not just from the usual rivals. We're talking about key American allies here, Germany, Norway, Belgium, all voicing their strong opposition. And then Russia and China have jumped in, basically saying, hey, this is a European issue, and positioning themselves as defenders of the continent's sovereignty. This quote from the Canadian Prime Minister really tells you everything you need to know about the tension here, and it suggests the fight isn't just with words, it's also economic. The threat of so-called tariff wars is being used as a weapon to pressure anyone who steps out of line. Okay, and this is where things get really, really dangerous, because this whole standoff isn't just about one island anymore. It's shaking the very foundations of NATO, the most powerful military alliance in history. So, a quick refresher for everyone. Article 5. It's the heart and soul of NATO. The principle is simple. An attack on one member is considered an attack on all of them. It is the literal glue that's held this alliance together for more than 70 years. And here is the impossible question that's threatening to tear the whole thing apart. Greenland is technically part of the Kingdom of Denmark, a founding member of NATO. So what in the world does the alliance do when its most powerful member, the US, is seen as the aggressor against another member's territory? Article 5 was never built for that. To give you a sense of just how high the stakes feel, the analysis uses some incredibly powerful language. It describes the US as an Afrit, a kind of powerful demon that has now tasted blood with Greenland and won't stop there. The fear is that it'll just move on to other European nations. I mean, that's a stark metaphor for what's being perceived as a true existential threat. And again, the pressure isn't just military, it's economic. The source claims that the threat of absolutely crippling 200% tariffs is being used like a club to force allies to fall in line. It's turning the tools of partnership into weapons of coercion. So, where does all this lead? Well, the analysis frames this as something much bigger than a crisis. It's a historic crossroads, a genuine turning point. The moves that are made or not made over Greenland could redefine the entire global order for decades. And the analysis presents two very clear paths. Path 1, European inaction. If the Allies just back down, the argument goes, that's it for the international order as we know it. We'd be in a unipolar world dominated by the US. But there's path 2, united opposition. If European powers stand together, maybe with some help from Russia and China, they could push back and create a whole new balance of power in the world. Now, the source is clear. This is not a futile fight for Europe, not at all. It argues that a united Europe absolutely has the economic muscle and the technological power to stand on its own 2 feet. This crisis is even being framed as a golden opportunity, a chance for Europe to step out of America's shadow and finally chart its own course. And that leaves us with this final massive question. Is everything we're seeing in the Arctic really just about some mineral rights or a strategic runway? Or is this the first real test of a new era? A single island of ice and rock that has somehow become the unlikely stage where the very future of the global power structure could be decided.